Hi, this is John Leone with Oak Mountain Winery, owner, president, and today I'm going to talk about the Pinotage. It is one of our flagship wines, and one of the reasons why is it's hard to find in the area. It's a blend between Cinsault and Pinot Noir, so it has still the fantastic flavor and velvety finish as your Pinot Noir. However, it has that a tone of banana at the very finish. So it's very, very delicious. People love it, and it's one of our flagship wines. We won awards for this, and we win competitions. But come try it yourself. You're going to love it. Ask for the Pinotage.
Mystique with the Hidden Vine publication, and I am super excited and honored to be interviewing the amazing Johnny Leone, the owner of Oak Mountain Winery. Johnny, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Johnny Leone, owner of Oak Mountain Winery. Excited to do the interview and excited to be with you guys today.
Perfect. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
All right. So, Johnny, tell us a little bit about what Oak Mountain is all about.
Well, you know, when I was looking for a property to purchase here in Temecula, I was looking for some winery that had a few things. It had to have beautiful views. It had to have good food, but most importantly, it had to have great wine. And when I was looking at the property, I found all three, but actually I found much, much more. I found some amazing employees, excellent staff, great customer service, and epic views. So it was a really easy decision.
Interesting. So, I mean, I heard you speak about this before, but for you, it does seem like it's more about bringing that dream that you had to life. Can you describe what that dream was like before Oak Mountain became what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's even a longer story, but it was a passion project for many years before it became a real dream. And my mother always kind of, was always like kicking my butt to do more. Don't be okay with mediocrity. You have way more gears in you, Johnny. And she was always the constant reminder. But COVID was the one that actually put me over the edge and said, okay, it's time to do something. If we survive to this and there's, this is not going to be life ending situation. We have so much work to do. And that's what really was a game changer for me.
Okay, but to go from that to deciding to own a winery, that's freaking huge, isn't it? Not everybody decides that. So where did that come from?
Well, so I started at the Hotel Del Coronado many years ago, and I loved hospitality, and that's when I got introduced to world-class wine. I really got to taste some amazing varietals that are internationally known, and it really, really got me started on the whole winemaking process, and I started collecting wine, and I became a wine geek, and I loved every second of it. It was a whole cool experience, and that's what really kicked me off in the whole wine business.
Oh, okay. So fair enough. It's fair to say that you're a lover of wine.
I am.
And it is through your passion for that you started the winery. But I imagine it wasn't an easy process because looking at this place is freaking incredible. So what did that process look like?
Well, you have to research the property. You have to look at the different type of varietals that are on the property, and you have to decide if it's something that you're going to be able to sink your teeth in, because it does require operationally a lot to have a winery of this size and magnitude to be able to run. So a lot of people come and they enjoy themselves and they have great wine and a great meal, and they see the epic views and they leave completely satisfied, but they don't realize how long it took to get it to this way and all the behind the scenes stuff that it takes every day to make that happen for our clients and our customers. Yeah. So it is a ton of work. So someone that is interested in something like this isn't just, oh, let's have fun. Let's buy a winery. There's so much more to it, but I love everything about it.
So, because my next question was going to be something a little bit more serious, because it sounds like there's a lot of work involved, right? And because you started with just passion, I guess the question would be, Was passion enough to make it happen? Like, at the end of the day, was it worth it?
That's a great question. And yes, at the end of the day, it was worth it. But it does come with a lot of work. And you don't get into this business just because you love wine or you love hospitality. You do it because you really love what it brings to the valley, what people can enjoy. When you see somebody sip on a wine that you created, I mean, there's nothing better than that, you know? And you see the smiles and the laughter and people enjoying your food
Mm-hmm.
and your hospitality, and it all comes together. It's well worth it in it, but it is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the industry for over 10 years before I got into this. So I got to learn from other wineries, and I had a ton of mentors that helped me get to this point. So this isn't something I did alone.
Okay. So there's a whole village behind who you are, what you do, and what you've accomplished.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So can you give me, just kind of go back into the recesses of your mind and give me like one moment where there was a customer who said something to you, maybe they did something that made you say, dang, this is it. Like, this is the reason why I do what I do. What was that moment like?
Well, there was many moments like that, but one of them is when I brought my father here, and he saw it for the first time. That was he had tears in his eyes. He worked the fields, picking grapes, and um, to see, the full circle, to see his son have something like this was a beautiful moment. So that was amazing. But as far as customer, the first time I sold my first ever $1,000 bottle of wine, that was pretty epic.
Okay, explain that. What
Yeah.
happened? What happened?
So there was a bottle that was not for sale, but one of our members really wanted this bottle, and he told me, "Look, Johnny, everything is for sale."
Okay.
And I'm not leaving without that bottle. So I gave him a crazy price thinking he's not going to buy it. And he said, sold. So he walked out with a $1,000 bottle of wine, and I went away with a big smile.
Oh, okay.
He has a piece of history, and it made him happy. So it was something that I can look back and think, wow, I never thought I'd sell a $1,000 bottle.
Right.
So it was cool.
Got you. Okay, so of course everybody's gonna ask this question, I'm sure. Have you sold another $1,000 bottle of wine? Is this a recurring thing?
I have not. However, I've sold a $500 bottle of wine. And the other one was a double magnum, so they're really large bottles. And this one was a single 750 milliliter. It was one of a kind. So, but it's cool to be able to know that, you're selling wine at an amount. It's normally bottles are not priced like that. They're priced so anyone can afford them. They can enjoy a great bottle of wine. But also sometimes there's a bottle of wine that's unique and people really want it, which makes it demanding, and you're able to do something like that. So it's really cool that we can do that.
So you talked about your father, right? And how he was, picking grapes, and that's how that whole thing happened, right? But take us back to the origin story. What was life like for young Johnny, and how did you really get here? Give us that whole story.
Well, I grew up with four sisters and an older brother
Mm,
in a three-bedroom home in Chula Vista, South Bay, San Diego.
mm,
Um, and but I had an amazing childhood. I grew up. My dad was not only working the fields, but he was also a pastor. So he was gone a lot. He worked a lot, and but he was also an amazing father. So it was a really cool story to see that and him work so hard. So work ethic is something I learned from him from the gate.
yeah.
Um, but my mom is the one that always instilled the dream and kind of just capture the moment and don't waste opportunities that are given to you.
Mm,
So many people throw away opportunities just because they get comfortable,
mhm.
and she made me make sure that I wasn't just being comfortable.
Wow. So you have the village behind you to help you build the winery, but then you had the beginning, the family, your parents, your mom, your dad. Like, that is powerful. So for anybody who's thinking about starting a winery, and I don't know who's crazy enough to do that, but anybody who's thinking about doing that, what would you advise them?
Well, I had the privilege of the previous owners here did an amazing job of building it to what it was. Steve and Val Andrews, amazing people. They built their dream and it became this epic, beautiful winery as you see now. and we just get an opportunity to take it to the next level. Also, my partners allowing me to have this opportunity to purchase this and do what we're doing is amazing too. So I'm very, very thankful for them for what they've done to help me get, established, but also what is going to happen in the near future. And I still have a lot of plans for this place. So I'm very excited about expansion, growth, and really setting a footprint in the valley.
Can we know what any of those things are? Like, can we get a sneak peek?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm going to be expanding the distillery, so we are going to be expanding that for a member, non-member area, and also this building where we're at now is the pavilion. So I'm going to be expanding that to be able to look at that epic view back there. So it's going to be open concept and multi-tiered. So you'll be able to sit there and enjoy drinking a glass of wine, looking at that gorgeous view. So I'm excited.
You guys heard it here first. The Hidden Vine publication got the scoop. Oak Mountain Winery is expanding, and I love that for you, Johnny. Final question. If there's one thing you would want people to know about you and this winery, what would it be?
Simple. If I can make it, anybody can. It just starts with a dream, and it starts with persistence and consistent, just reaching out. I know you've heard this 1,000 times, but really going for it and setting your excuses aside and, waking up with that thirst of making sure it's going to happen. And, that's something that I can attribute to the day-to-day hustle of how am I going to make this work? Yeah. But I did it relentlessly, and that's really what helped me.
Oh. You are so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for welcoming us, and thank you for that. Guys, make sure you tune into our next spotlight and check out Johnny and Oak Mountain Winery and all the amazing things they have coming up. Till next time.